What do you think is going to happen in the next 1 year as far as the Asian alternate protein market is concerned, especially focusing on the plant-based foods?
Sanjay, in my view, the Asian region has huge potential. But if you ask me to project over the next 12 months, I think very much the focus will be around investments and continued efforts by the brands to build the business. But in actual fact, Asia is still slow out of the blocks in compared to other regions in the world like Europe and the US. We operate globally. We see a lot of traction, especially in Europe at the moment. US, as probably some of you know, has hit a little bit of a speed bump recently, as was also in the news, unfortunately. Though I believe that will be reckoned with. And Asia will be the third one to come out of the blocks and to start this journey. But consumer adoption will be absolutely key. And so I'm hopeful that brands will continue to invest to drive consumer change and behavior change in order to adopt these solutions.
Great. Jolene, according to you, which countries are likely to make a big impact in this growth that Maarten has spoken about?
I think it depends on what you mean by impact. And I think there are lots of different aspects to this industry. For example, when it comes to plant-based foods, I think it's something that's been around for a while. But when you have a conversation around impact and breakthroughs, I think that boils back down to how much consumer traction you can get, not just novelty traction, but also for someone to continue purchasing things that are out there in the market. It's great if someone tries it for the first time, but driving consumer change in behavior, that's something that is, I think, all of us here feel like it's been difficult. It's not easy to drive sticky change. That's one. The other one, I guess, if you want to talk about impact, there'll be changes, I think, to regulatory approval for novel foods. And that's another source of new alternative protein products. So in the next few years, I think there might be some exciting changes depending on which governments are opening up, the possibility for new products to come into the market, especially through new methods of making food like precision fermentation and cultivated meat. So I think it's a very generic question, but I'd say there's a lot of different moving parts. The other one that I want to bring up is partnerships as well as government efforts in putting in the investments required to do this from a public point of view, not just relying on private companies to make these investments. The investments made by governments in R&D and the efforts to understand how we can shift this industry will also be very important. Given the change in financial climate in the markets, I think that's where governments also start to play a very big role.